Hello and welcome to the Borealis Experience. I'm your host Aurora, life coach and companion on this beautiful journey called life. Today, it's another day where I'm especially happy and somewhat relieved that I have this podcast. If you've been a listener for a year and a half, if you've been there for or since the beginning, I'm so grateful to have you here on this journey. I'm so grateful to be growing with you and to connecting with you, to learning from you, and to know that I can be a little stepping stone in your life, on your path to yourself or to in direction of your goals and dreams. And if you're new here, I'm sending you a warm welcome. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing some time and space together. And feel free to reach out to me, connect with me on Facebook, Aurora Eggert or Aurora Eggert Coaching. And for everybody, if there's any topics you would like to have addressed, never hold back and just shoot me a message there. Today I want to talk about tension and building up, a buildup of tension and energy inside of your physique that sometimes gets so intense that we feel the need to lash out and release it, and it most of the time comes out in the most awkward ways, or we can't quite understand why our body doesn't really function like we want it to function because we're not aware of the energy buildup that has happened over the day. It is really important to be aware of how you build up energy during the day. It can be very passive through listening to the news, watching the news, scrolling through Facebook or Instagram, and having thoughts and feelings pop up that are not necessarily in the front, in your awareness, but run in the background like a software, like an app sucking energy from you. It is really interesting to see how some news, some people, some activities help us to be relaxed, to be our best version. And then there is other content, other energies, without being and getting too spiritual, that we soak in, that are sucking energy out of us, drain us, and even build up tension inside of us. So I want to raise awareness when it comes to that, because I've talked about erectile dysfunction a couple weeks ago, now a couple months ago. And our sexual drive, our sexual energy is intensely tied into how we feel as a being, how we feel in our environment, how we feel with other people, how we feel when we consume news through our senses, our eyes, our ears. When we eat, we're also getting in information. Of course, the better quality of food you eat, the better you feel in your body. So when you become aware of these tensions, an extreme example would be having an argument with a person that you care about and not quite resolving the argument, not quite walking away in, a relief, but you feel there's still some weird energy between you guys, and you walk away. It's not the end of the world, but it doesn't feel quite good. And you get headaches. You get a stiff neck. You get tensed shoulders. Some people are belly people and become a sore stomach. The next meal that you're going to ingest is going to taste good in the moment, but afterwards you feel you have digestive problems. Without going too much into detail, some people are constipated, or some people have the runs. When there's something emotionally, energetically bugging them. And what is really important to learn to do once we have an energy buildup like this, after an argument, or after we, had a day of doing, running, getting things done, accomplishing, pleasing other people, living up to your own standards. You can hear in the tone of my voice already, it is intense. We're running around. Then we have to shake it off. And we have to learn what the best way is of shaking that energy off. It can be a warm or a hot bath. It can be a run, a walk, with the intention to release energy, not further build up energy. I know so many people who go for a run, who go to the gym, and afterwards they're even more stressed out because they entered the gym, they started the running with the same energy intention like they were running their whole day. So they were not able to shake tension off, but to further build it up. And that's not what we want. For some people, it is yoga or meditation. For some people, yoga and meditation is like a red flag, and they absolutely need something physical where they feel a release. For other people, it is sex. And what I want to say about that is that if you use sex with the wrong intention, and in this case, it would be to release energy from your body, it is not okay, because what you're doing in that moment is that you pour that energy into your partner, and that's not really fair. What you have to learn is that you release that energy first and then choose to consciously connect with your partner. There's people who, with that tension buildup, are really good at becoming an erection. But there's also a lot of people who, when having that energy roaming inside of them, are on a very different page. They might have sexual thoughts and fantasies and desires, but on a physical level, there is nothing there. There is no erection. There is no juicy wetness on the female's side of things. And they just can't quite access their sexual energy. And this is happening when we were not able to release our stresses before connecting with our partner. Another thing that I certainly want to recommend here is that you can openly talk about this with your friends, with your partner, with whoever you're going to connect on that day, and maybe release stress together. And by releasing stress together, I don't mean that we start nagging and complaining and dumping our bucket of stress onto the other person, but we consciously engage in activities together that we know are going to help us release stress. So again, it can be walking, it can be swimming, It can be just laying on a bench, on a park bench, and watching the grass grow. It can be gazing stars. It can be a tea ceremony. It can be making music, creating something, painting, expressing yourself. And of course, you can do that with people together. It really depends how you are wired. If you're more of an extrovert and you feel energized and awesome when you are surrounded by people, or if you are more of an introvert and you need alone time, downtime in order to recharge your batteries. So, all this is here for you to feel inspired and excited to explore who you are, how you are wired, how can you release energy. And maybe if you have been engaging in very upbeat ways of releasing energies, maybe you want to do the opposite today or the next time you feel tensed and see how that feels. You'd be surprised how some people who had huge resistance to meditation, for instance, instantly enjoy it and grasp what it's all about and make their own little practice and create something that really helps them on their path. So be creative, be open to try something new, and share what your experience is. Tell me what you tried and tell me what you observed. What was it that built energy up inside of you that made you feel tense, and what were you able to do afterwards in order to release that energy? All right. Thank you so much for being here and listening to me. I deeply appreciate you. I'm so excited for all the comments and reviews and donations that I received recently. You guys are incredible. If it wasn't for you, I couldn't be doing that because I'm doing it all here. I'm pumping all my love and energy into this podcast. And when you guys send me a token of appreciation, it's just, so much more fun. So thank you so much. You are appreciated. And I will be out there very soon again. Bye-bye.